Hello, beautiful peaches. Welcome to the Macros, Metabolism, and Motivation Beautiful Peach Podcast. I'm your host, Caitlen, a reverse diet expert, sustainable fat loss nerd, and food freedom lover. After healing my own mind, body, and metabolism from the icky, restrict, binge, food guilt cycles, I became obsessed with helping other women do the same. I spent 6 years getting my bachelor's and master's degrees in all things nutrition, dietetics, and metabolism health, go Clemson Tigers, in order to start a science-backed, never cookie-cutter, always customized online macro and reverse diet coaching business. I have supported over 3,500 incredible women in their journey to endless results, and I am so excited to help you do the same. In this podcast, I will be teaching you how to break up with the yo-yo diet cycles, tips and tricks to heal your metabolism through reverse dieting. I will be giving away my sustainable weight loss secrets, all without you having to give up a single food you love. So if you're ready to rediscover that self-love and truly become the most confident, beautiful peach possible, grab a pen and a piece of paper, bump up your volume just a little, and let's dive right in. And don't forget to snag your completely free high-protein macro cookbook. All you need to do is submit a quality 5-star rate and review on this podcast, then fill out the form in the show notes so I know exactly where to send your cookbook. This will actually also automatically enter you into the weekly macro calculator giveaway. Every week, I give away a copy of my C. Schmidt macro calculator to one lovely, beautiful peach who has left an awesome 5-star rate and review on this podcast. The winner is announced every single week in my email newsletter email list, as well as my Instagram story. You can't miss it. So leave that 5-star rate and review, and I will see you in the episode. What is up, my beautiful, beautiful peach? I love this episode. I was writing these notes and I was in the feels, and I think you will be too. We're going to be talking about how dieting destroyed your self-trust. I am going to give you some deep personal examples of how it in the past has it destroyed my self-trust. It destroyed my confidence. It has destroyed my ability to see progress and to follow through with future programs. And it really caused me to project my past experiences on a lot of future experiences that could have changed my life. And I missed those opportunities. Luckily, I finally was able to grab one of those and take the leap forward. And it was incredible. But I'm excited for this episode. I think you're going to be hit with all the feels. So get yourself ready, get excited. You're going to feel so good after this episode, and I cannot wait. So without further ado, let's dive into this episode, how dieting destroyed your self-trust. If you are listening to my podcast, which you are, hi, it is very likely that you are in the space of discovering that dieting is not all that it is made out to be, okay? You might be noticing that some of that diet burnout is starting to pop up, the weight regain, the binge eating, the lack of energy, slow metabolism, low libido. You might be in a space where you are just like, I am ready to change. I do not want to be in the space of struggle. I don't want to be in a space of low quality of life. You want to be out of that space, okay? You want to actually step into an area where you're feeling absolutely amazing in your body, where you're feeling absolutely amazing with how you feel around food, but you also might be really mentally struggling with having faith in yourself that you actually can change, with having the belief in yourself that you are actually capable, and with having the trust in yourself that you can, in fact, follow through. And those feelings alone can be extremely discouraging. They can cause you to completely lose all of your motivation, which then reverts you back to, the starting line, and you feel like you're starting over again and again and again. And I really want to walk through why this happens and why we lose trust in ourselves. And in order to answer this, it's a very, very complex question, right? It's not a easy one sentence answer. And so in order to actually start to, dig through this, we must first talk about the process of yo-yo dieting and how it actually impacts our overall mentality, okay? When we are dieting, we have this mentality that is revolving around food. And
I think that a lot of times in my podcast episodes, I talk about how this mentality impacts our food, how it impacts our food freedom, how it impacts our, how we see food as good food and bad food. And I talk about this all the time. However, what I think really, really needs to be seen and talked about is the impact on our mentality and how we actually feel about ourselves when we diet, how it's actually impacting the way that we are waking up, looking in the mirror and what we are seeing, what we are feeling. Are we feeling happy and proud? Or are we feeling unmotivated, sad, alone, confused? What are we feeling? Okay. And so often when we diet, our main goal is to, number one, lose weight, and also number two, to try and look a certain way. But why? Okay. Why are we working so hard to lose weight and to look a certain way? And I think what so many women don't realize is they have this big goal of, I want to lose weight. I want to heal my metabolism. I want to lose 50 pounds. Because we think that when we hit a certain look, when we lose that 50 pounds, we will feel seen, we will feel loved, often with the goal of external validation and love from others, but also in the hopes that we might start to love ourselves in the process. We want to feel worthy. We want to fill in the blank, whatever feels true to you. And pause this episode if you need to figure out what is true to you, right? Why do you want to lose weight? You don't just want to lose 50 pounds. It's not solely because you want to lose the weight. It's because you want to feel seen. You want to be heard. You want to feel loved. You want to be a role model for your children. You want to be proud of who you are. You want your children to be proud of who you are. You want to find the love of your life. You want to feel the confidence that you can actually go out and hang out with your friends or make friends. You want to have the confidence that you can go for the job at work, that you can be that social person that people, get excited to talk to. What is it that feels true to you as an individual? Okay. And what do we do in this process of dieting? I think this is important too. What do we do when we are in a space of struggle and wanting to lose weight for all of those internal feelings? We run to keto. We run to low fat. We run to 21-day fix, to Optavia, to Ozempic is the new biggest trend right now. And my husband works in a hospital. You're actually talking about this. I brought this up in another episode. It's so interesting because Ozempic was actually I believe it's diabetes. I believe it's diabetes medication, but somehow the diet industry heard that one of the side effects is short-term weight loss and has taken over, and it's now become the next trending diet pill. And it's interesting too, because it will be one diet pill after the next. I am telling you, the world has been dieting for a very long time. It doesn't matter what the new name is, what the new trend is. It's all exactly the same. They're all diet pills, all doing the same thing, all diets cutting out foods, right? Good food, bad food. They are all exactly the same thing, just with a different label, just with a different name. Okay. Now we start to cut out food groups. We start to restrict for the very first time. And what happens? That very first diet that we ever do, we actually start to lose weight. And it's usually because our metabolism's in a very much higher place, say, for example, 2,500 calories, because you've never dieted before. So what happens is we cut out food, often very restricted. It puts us at a low calorie intake, say, for example, 1,200 calories, and we start to see the weight loss happen. And we feel this instant. We are excited. We are motivated. Why? Because we feel that we are on track to finally feel loved. We're not there yet. We don't feel loved. We don't feel seen. We don't feel worthy, but we're on track, right? We're on track to feel loved, to feel seen, to feel worthy, to fill in the blank, because we think that when we lose X amount of weight, when we look a certain way in our body, if we lose weight, then I will feel loved. If I lose weight, then I will be worthy. If I lose weight, then my kids will be proud of me. Then I will fall in love. Then I will get the raise. Okay. We're not there yet, but we're in space where we feel like we're heading in that direction. The problem, eventually we are going to hit a point where we cannot maintain the restriction. We cannot maintain it. And we're going to stop the diet of choice, whatever diet you were doing. And all of a sudden we start to gain that weight back. All of our motivation is gone. Our excitement is gone. We start to think, oh my gosh, I have failed. We start to lose sight of that feeling that was coming towards us. It wasn't there. But we're like, if I lose weight, then I'll be happy. If I'll lose weight, then I'll be loved. And we're starting to lose sight of feeling loved, feeling seen, feeling worthy, fill in that blank. Okay. And what actually happens is we end up going on to the next diet because we now associate dieting with that instant gratification, with realistic happiness with unrealistic truth that we're trying to get to, okay? And we'll go through the cycle of dieting again and again and again, because dieting has trained us to continuously come back, because we feel that that's the only way that we can have that short-term motivation, that we can have that short-term gratification, that we can have that short-term excitement, that we will someday feel loved, that we will someday feel seen, that we will someday feel worthy. We're not there yet, but we are holding out hope, okay? Now, the problem here is every single time we go through that diet cycle, it is a complete roller coaster, okay? It is a roller coaster, and the diet industry is successful for a reason, and it is because we do not see the long-term changes that are happening to the women that they are putting up on their screens, on the TVs. You know, you see these people with these crazy transformations because they lost 100 pounds in 2 weeks. Obviously, I don't even know what the real thing is there. And you're like, wow, I want that. But you're not seeing that those people are coming back after the diets being like, wait, I've gained all that weight back and then some. And I see that. Because I'm working with all of these women who have done all the diets, who have gained all the weight back, who are completely lacking trust in themselves, lacking trust in anything out there, literally anything. Even if it's not a diet, even if it's healing your metabolism, you have started to project your past experiences on your future potential, on things that you know in your gut can help you heal, on things that you want so badly to take the leap in, but you're so incredibly scared of failure. And every time we go through that diet cycle, we are losing trust in ourselves that, number one, we won't be able to maintain the low carb. We won't be able to stay away from eating out with our friends. We're not going to be able to say no to our kids who want to go out and get ice cream or donuts. Like, we won't be able to fill in the blank, right? Fill in that blank. And this pushes us to believe that we are the problem. It pushes us to believe that we're never going to feel loved or seen. And first and foremost, when it comes to those feelings, the truth of the matter is you are quite literally the only one who is holding yourself back from feeling loved, from feeling seen, from feeling heard, from feeling truly free in your body. You are the only one who's holding yourself back, because no external source, no matter what you look like, that is not going to give you love. That is not going to give you worth. That is not going to give you whatever it is that you are going for. We have to stop seeking that external validation, and we have to start to show up for ourselves and use ourselves as our own motivation, love ourselves and our body right as it is now. If you want to lose 50 pounds, that is freaking phenomenal, and I am on board with that. But you have to learn how to love yourself in your body now and who you are now, to show up, to look around, to hold your head high, to hold your shoulders back and say, I am so strong. I am so confident. I am so powerful in who I am now. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to go get that raise. I'm going to go out to eat because I can. You have to fall in love with yourself in this current phase, because it comes from within. Okay. Yes, of course. I would love to support you. I want you to have that 50 pounds down. I want you to feel amazing in your body. I want you to feel so good, but we can't do it to seek that external validation of looking a certain way solely because that external validation is then going to tell us that we're loved, is then going to tell us that we are worthy. Okay.
I want to interrupt this oh so lovely podcast of mine to let you know all about the Reverse Diet course. This is my high-level course for women who want to learn exactly how to adjust their macros and heal their metabolism through reverse dieting so they can eat more food, lose more weight, yes please, and take control over their body and results. Reverse dieting is a process that needs to be custom to you as an individual and your metabolism. This is exactly why I have included the Reverse Diet Checklist, which will walk you through exactly when to and when not to adjust your macros based on your own personal biofeedback every week. I've also included my own personal coaching template called the Reverse Diet Plug and Play Spreadsheet, which honestly alone is worth hopping into the Reverse Diet course for. It holds literally all of my knowledge in one spreadsheet of exactly how much of protein, carbs, or fat to adjust, because they are all adjusted separately, to make sure that you are having a kick-butt reverse diet. In addition, because we love a good bonus, you will get access to the macro calculator to make sure that you are actually having proper starting macros. We want that good, solid foundation
You will also get bonus access to my alcohol plug and play tracker to make sure that you're able to pop that bubbly and celebrate this amazing journey while still having the fun cocktails. So go ahead, grab the reverse diet course. The link is down below in the show notes. And if you have any questions for me, please feel free to reach out on Instagram at CSCHMIDT.fit, and I am here to support you. Enjoy the rest of the episode. Now, second, every time we go through the cycle, we're losing trust in ourselves that we are not going to be able to follow through, okay? You are not the problem. The diets that you are doing is the problem. If we decided to cut out food groups, carbs, fat, sugar, whatever it may be, this is not sustainable for long-term success. It will not fit into your life for long-term success. Making you try and fit into a diet box is not going to be good for long-term success. You are not the problem. Dieting is the problem. You shouldn't feel like you need to stay restricted. You will fall off track. The honest truth of it is impossible for us to stay in a restricted place, to stay in a dieting world without falling off track, without falling off the wagon, because you shouldn't be on a diet wagon in the first place, right? And so anything that's going to make you fit into a tiny little diet box is not going to be sustainable. We will eventually throw in the towel because you are giving up making memories with your family. You are giving up that social time with your friends. You're giving up your quality of life just so you can try and attain this love, this feeling seen, this feeling worth, okay? It starts from within you. And then from there, you get to start falling in love with your body, okay? And I think for many women, we also end up in this comfort zone of dieting to the point where we're scared to change. And I saw this quote. I know I talk about 101 essays. What is it? Actually, right here, 101 essays that will change the way you think. And I know I talk about this all the time. It's such a good, it is such an incredible book. Okay. And it's got the essays are very, very short. And I actually have one here because I find it so powerful. And I was talking about this with my BPM clients. Okay. I'm going to read it to you. Familiar discomfort feels the same as comfort, which is why so many people are stuck in ruts or absolutely do not want to change, even though they know it's what would be best for them. And this goes along with, so that was the quote. This goes along with why I say people feel so deeply that they want to change. And sometimes I have women who will reach out ready to make the change. They're like, I want this change to happen. But then when it comes to the commitment, they chicken out. They revert. They run back to their dieting world and they run back to being stagnant exactly where they were because, and it's not because they're terrified of following through. I mean, yes, it is sometimes. They're actually terrified of change. They're terrified of what it's going to feel like when they're free, when they're successful, when they're in love with their body, because all they know is dieting. Dieting has become such a comfort to them that they are scared to actually change. And they're used to the discomfort. They're used to binge eating. They're used to hiding their body. They're used to struggling through social settings. They're used to not finding the love of their life. They're used to not having, the best relationship with their family. They're used to not having, the sex life that's starting to negatively impact their relationship with their significant other. And they're used to a lower quality of life. And they think that that's it for them. And they have settled in the discomfort of dieting. Sounds so weird, but would you ever tell your children to settle? That they are okay staying in that comfort zone of dieting? Would you ever tell your mom or your sister, your significant other, your best friend? No, you wouldn't. You would say change. You would say you can do it. You can say, you're dieting. It's comfortable. I get it. You're scared. You can say you're projecting all those past experiences on this future experience that you really want to do. You want to reverse diet, but you're terrified. So you start to project all of your insecurities on that rather than realizing the insecurities are coming from yourself rather than what you want to do. So you get to be that role model. Okay. Otherwise we're just sitting around, right? And creating generations of dieters who are missing out on life. Okay. Nothing changes if nothing changes. If we just sit around maintaining the values, the work ethic you have now, which you might have, and don't get me wrong here. You might have a kick butt work ethic. You might be working your tail freaking feather off, but you're dieting. You're not doing something that is different. So nothing's going to change if you're just going to continue down that dieting path. So you have to start showing up as that woman that you want to be, to make the hard decisions, to better your future, to better the future of your children and family. Otherwise, we're just going to continue down the path of generations of dieters And you don't want your child to be in the same position you are currently in. You want them to be free, okay? So give yourself 30 seconds to make a decision. Otherwise, you're going to sit around in that decision fatigue. You're going to continue to project your past, experiences, that insecurity on what you really, really want to do. And what's the worst that can happen, right? What's the worst? Either you fail again and you realize it's not what you wanted to do, okay? But if you're doing something that's truly sustainable, AKA healing your metabolism, following what our body actually needs to be doing, you will succeed. This is why I am so incredibly hands-on with my BPM clients. I want you to see so much freedom, and also I want you to learn in the process, which is why my BPM clients learn how to adjust their macros on their own, why we have those weekly check-ins, why you get lifetime access to the course material. But the thing is, most people don't change until honestly, that change has become mandatory for life, like for living, not just happiness, but suddenly you're sitting in, the doctor with all these medical bills, and it's because you didn't take the action 10 years ago, 5 years ago, yesterday even, right? And the people you likely look up to, the woman that you want to become, she decides before it's too late. She decides to own up to her future and to be her own freaking role model, to be proactive, okay? So the habits that I see in the women who are seeing all this success is they are, number one, doing the inner work. They are always thinking, am I projecting past experiences? Am I just scared? Am I staying in my comfort zone? How is this going to help me in the future? Is it going to help me have that long-term change? Okay. And this one's the hardest to do because we don't like to look. This is alone is uncomfortable to look at do our own inner work. Okay. But it's reminding yourself of the hurt. It's reminding yourself into the struggle. And a lot of times we just want to suppress. Okay. We want to suppress. But we can't change until we uncover, heal, and grow. We have to uncover where the struggle's coming from and uncover the hurt that we were having. We have to heal from that hurt and then allow ourselves to grow, to open our minds to new perspectives, okay? We have to open our minds up, okay? Then you can really start to lean into that love for yourself. Set the standard of what you want your worth, okay? You want to be living a life of full freedom around food. Set that standard, hold that head high, and you will find that self-worth, okay? Without the external validation. That's just a second little thing that comes along, okay? The more you do the inner work, the more you can see that those failures that you had in the past were just pushing you in the right direction. You failed keto? Great. Awesome. Good. I love that for you because now you know you don't want to do low carb. You failed at doing Optavia? Great. Awesome. Now you know that you don't want to be doing meal replacements. It's really teaching you what you do and do not want. You don't want restriction. You want something that's going to give you the long-term change. Now, I am a huge advocate of therapy. However, I know it takes a lot for people to actually get themselves to go to therapy, and that's okay. If you want to, go ahead and start with daily journaling. Get 101 essays that will change the way you think because it's got little blurbs, right? So little essays, little things, and I have it here. I can even read some of them out to you. I have so many that are highlighted. So here we go. So I'm just going to read this. Oh, I love this. Oh, what a fitting. I just opened my book. Deciding that to be worthy of something is just to be grateful to have it. You choose what your self-esteem is measured by. You decide what your worth is based on. You decide whether or not you're good enough for something. And because that is the case, you decide that the people who are worthy of what they have are the ones who are grateful to have it. Nothing more, nothing less. So many little tidbits here. And this is, okay, so here's exactly, I love this. Okay. Familiar discomfort. This is one I just read to you. I think this is episode. Familiar discomfort feels the same as comfort, which is why so many people are stuck in ruts or absolutely do not want to change, even though they know it's what would be best for them, right? So you're stuck in this rut, but you're in this familiar discomfort. So you could take that one little blurb, write it down in your journal and really, really, really write down why it resonates with you, why that familiar discomfort that you're sitting in is holding you back from living your best life, okay? Here we go. We have, I like this one. The only way you grow is by stepping into the unknown. It is why so many people have breakdown have a breakdown before breakthrough moments. Often their lives are leading them to better possibilities than they thought possible. They just didn't know it was good at the time. So you're having these huge breakdowns and you're like, oh, my life is so hard. Things are so hard. Like I am struggling. And also those breakdowns are helping you come to those breakthroughs. So you're struggling with your diet mentality right now. You're struggling with your relationship with food. That's leading you to this breakthrough. You just have to grasp it. You have to run with it, and you have to find that breakthrough. You can't just sit in it. Okay. I love this episode. Oh my gosh. I could talk about this like all day long. I am so, I just love talking about this. I get so excited. And this is actually really good too. Decide to do something that will be sustainable, maintainable, educational, and enjoyable. This is the 4 pillars that all of my programs are built around, whether that's a course, whether that's my coaching, okay? It's got to be those 4 pillars. Sustainable, meaning it's fitting naturally into your life. It's catering to you as an individual. Your macros are catered to you, to your body, to your metabolism. It is maintainable. It allows you to travel, to eat out, to live your life the way that you want to. You are not fitting into a diet box. It is educational because you are learning the what, the why, and the how. You are not being told because I said so. You're asking, hey, why am I reverse dieting? And you're getting the answer. You're asking, hey, why did this macro adjustment? Why was it this? And you're getting the answer. Okay. That's what I teach in my Beautiful Peach Mastermind, actually, how to adjust your macros. So if you want to learn that, go pop into BPM. Okay. And it's going to be enjoyable. If it's not something that we're going to enjoy, we're not going to maintain it. Let's be honest here. So with all this, I want you to feel free. I want you to take your life back. I want you to feel like you again. And I really, really hope this episode helped you kind of get in a space where you're ready to grab the reins, say, hey, I understand the past has hurt me and I want to move on. And I'm here for you. So I'm always here for you. I never, ever, ever forget your worth. You are worthy just as you are. Even if you want to lose weight, you are worthy. You are capable. You are amazing. You are perfect in who you are right now. Okay. I appreciate you. I adore you. I'm always here to support you. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye, my beautiful peach.